Um, wow, it's hard to follow Chief Doe's comments. Um, so before I go into answering the questions that were asked, I just want to make a very short comment, or one sentence comment, to say thank you to Madam Wada and to Irene, who asked the question, and bringing the voices of women into this conversation as well, because at its very stark, energy poverty affects everybody, but it affects women the most. Energy poverty wears a woman's face, especially considering the kind of work we do in our communities and in our homes. And bringing that story that Irene told into the answers that I'm going to give, it is very important that we note that, in fact, the two questions asked shows a healthy suspicion around how well this energy transition plan would work, because we have a not so good record in Nigeria of implementing policies. We know how to draft them, but when it comes to implementing them, we have a challenge. So this is the subtext of the questions that I heard from the two people who asked the question. And this is now going to take me back into Nemo's earlier question, because I wasn't avoiding his, actually I was avoiding his question, because the politics and debate around gas is very contentious, right? Nemo is right that, using gas or having gas be the center of our energy transition policy is problematic, because even though it's cleaner than all of the other fossil that we use, it still has its own emission issues. But what we're also saying, Nemo, and this is where Nemo and I fundamentally disagree about things like this. So he's very much the activist. I sit in the middle between activism and economic prosperity. And the point I think we should make here is, how is it that countries who have been trying to stampede us into transitioning whole scale are now walking back their own transition plans as a result of the energy crisis in the West? This is the question that a lot of African leaders, if you listen to all the African presidents that are speaking about just transition these days, this is the question they're asking at international forums. Why are we being questioned in let communities lead? Let us lead in how we're designing it, right? We can't do away with using gas. So to go back to his question, it's a phased approach. It's a phased approach. I think gas now, the government has decided, after looking at all of the energy mixes we have, that gas being the cleanest and most available provides us a leapfrogging opportunity. My question to everybody is, should we not take it? Why should we not take it? Right? And then lastly, the other thing I was going to say about renewable energy, and I'll hand over to Madam Wada, is as we're thinking of using renewable energy as part of growing our energy access commitments, deep rural and last mile communities, so that we don't also fall into the same trap